There are jewels, and then there are legends embodied in precious gemstones and noble metals. Today, we delve into the history of one such masterpiece, the Fife Tiara, whose radiance has illuminated the destinies of British aristocracy for over a century. What makes this adornment so extraordinary, and what secrets do its diamonds hold? Some pieces of jewelry astound with their opulence, others captivate with their exquisite craftsmanship, and then there are true masterpieces that unite both, becoming iconic symbols of an era. The legendary Fife Tiara undoubtedly belongs to this last, rarest category. It is not merely a diadem, it is an entire symphony of light, frozen in diamonds, one of the most breathtaking and significant adornments in the treasuries associated with the British royal family. The story of its creation is as romantic as its dazzling beauty. In 1889, on the eve of one of the year's most anticipated society events, this magnificent creation was presented as a wedding gift to Princess Louise of Wales, the eldest daughter of the future King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra. The giver was her fiancé, Alexander Duff, the 6th Earl of Fife, a gentleman of considerable wealth and a member of an ancient Scottish lineage. This lavish gesture was not merely a token of affection, but also a display of the status and means of the future husband of a princess of the blood. The Earl of Fife himself, in turn, also received a most substantial wedding present, this one from the reigning monarch, Queen Victoria, who was Princess Louise's grandmother. On his granddaughter's wedding day, the Queen bestowed upon the Earl of Fife the titles of Duke of Fife and Marquess of Macduff in the peerage of the United Kingdom. Thus, Alexander Duff became the first Duke of Fife, and his bride, Princess Louise, married a duke, a station befitting her own high rank. From that moment, the tiara, named after the title of its commissioner, became firmly embedded in the family's history and an inseparable heirloom passed down through generations, from Louise to her daughter, Princess Alexandra, and then to her grandson, the 3rd Duke of Fife. The creation of this jeweled marvel is attributed to the distinguished Parisian jeweler Oscar Masson, whose name was synonymous with innovation and refinement at the close of the 19th century. Masson was renowned for his skill in working with diamonds, crafting light, almost weightless settings that allowed the stones to reveal their full play of light. The Fife Tiara is the apotheosis of his artistry. It is fashioned as a continuous cascade of pear-shaped diamonds, like frozen droplets of purest light. The number of these stones runs into the hundreds, with individual weights ranging from 1 to an imposing 10 carats. The total weight of the precious stones in the tiara is estimated by experts to be nearly 200 carats, a figure that staggers the imagination of even seasoned connoisseurs. The largest diamonds, crowning the composition, feature a special cut known as briolette. This is an ancient and highly complex technique where the stone is faceted with numerous triangular or lozenge-shaped facets all over its surface, giving it the form of a teardrop or droplet. The briolettes in the Fife Tiara are not fixed rigidly. Each of these glittering pendant drops is mounted on a tiny, almost invisible articulated setting. This unique construction, characteristic of Masson's work and known as pampilles en couteau, allows the diamonds to swing and turn freely with the slightest movement of the wearer's head. Imagine the effect. With every tilt or turn, with every step, the tiara comes alive, scattering myriad iridescent sparks, creating a truly magical, dynamic shimmer around its owner, an aura of pure light. The stones seem to dance, enhancing each other's brilliance. This entire diamond cascade is set on a delicate yet sturdy frame, also encrusted with smaller diamonds, which virtually disappears beneath the radiance of the principal stones, creating the illusion that the diamonds are floating in mid-air. The tiara's design, despite the abundance of large stones, is devoid of any heaviness. It is airy and elegant, a paradigm of the high jewelry art of the Belle Époque. Although Louise, as the eldest daughter of the heir to the throne, received the honorific title of Princess Royal in 1905 after her father's accession, she did not aspire to play a prominent role in the official life of the royal family. Raised in the rather strict and formal atmosphere of the Victorian court, Louise was characterized by her reserve and even shyness. Contemporaries noted that the public followed the lives of her mother, the beautiful Queen Alexandra, and her more active and outgoing sister, Princess Victoria, with considerably greater interest. Louise even acquired the unofficial, somewhat poignant nickname, her royal shyness. Perhaps for this very reason, her marriage to the wealthy and influential Duke of Fife, who was 18 years her senior, became a form of salvation for the young princess from the sometimes suffocating atmosphere of her parental home and the constant comparisons with her more vibrant relatives. Family life on the Fife estates, far from the bustle of court, afforded her greater freedom and personal space. The Duke and Duchess of Fife had 3 children. Tragically, their firstborn, a son named Alistair Duff, Marquess of Macduff, was stillborn in 1890, a profound tragedy for the young couple. However, they later had 2 daughters, Princess Alexandra, the future second Duchess of Fife, born in 1891, and Princess Maud, later Countess of Southesk, born in 1893. As it was known in advance that, under the usual rules of inheritance, the Dukedom of Fife, created for Alexander Duff, would become extinct in the absence of male heirs, Queen Victoria showed special favour. She issued a special patent, known as a special remainder, which allowed the daughters of the Duke and Princess Louise and their male descendants to inherit the ducal title. This was a rather uncommon occurrence in the British peerage and underscored the family's unique standing. Thus, upon their father's death in 1912, the elder daughter, Princess Alexandra, became the second Duchess of Fife in her own right, suo jure. And with the title, she also inherited the magnificent Fife Tiara, her mother's precious legacy. It was Duchess Alexandra who shone in this family heirloom at 2 of the most important state ceremonies of the 20th century: the coronation of King George VI in 1937 and the coronation of his daughter, Queen Elizabeth II, in 1953, thereby demonstrating her family's unbreakable bond with the British monarchy. But who was she for whom this splendour was created, and what destiny awaited her and this glittering coronet? The story of Princess Louise, her royal shyness, and her tiara is only just beginning. Princess Alexandra, the second Duchess of Fife, was a woman of remarkable character. She married her maternal first cousin, Prince Arthur of Connaught, who was the son of Prince Arthur, Duke of Connaught and Strathearn, Queen Victoria's 3rd son. In this way, Alexandra allied herself with another branch of the royal family, strengthening her ties to the throne. Their marriage, which took place in 1913, promised happiness and the continuation of a distinguished dynasty. The couple had 1 son, Alistair Arthur Windsor, the 2nd Duke of Connaught and Strathearn, who also held the courtesy title Earl of Macduff. It seemed the future of the Fife and Connaught lines was secure. However, fate decreed otherwise. Alistair, a young and promising heir, died tragically in Canada in 1943 while serving in the army, under circumstances that remain somewhat mysterious and not fully clarified. The official account cited misadventure. He allegedly fell asleep by an open window while intoxicated and died of exposure. This sudden and senseless death was a devastating blow to Princess Alexandra and severed the direct line of succession. As Alexandra and Arthur had no other children, upon her death in 1959, the title of Duchess of Fife and, of course, the renowned Fife Tiara were inherited by her nephew, James Carnegie, Lord Carnegie, who was the son of her younger sister, Princess Maud, and Charles Carnegie, the 11th Earl of Southesk. Thus, James became the 3rd Duke of Fife. Under the stewardship of the 3rd Duke of Fife, the tiara continued to grace solemn occasions. It was worn by both his wife and his daughter-in-law, the wife of his son and heir, David Carnegie, Earl of Macduff, at weddings and other significant family and society events, upholding tradition and demonstrating continuity. However, the Fife Tiara was not merely a family heirloom kept in vaults. Its artistic and historical value was so immense that it repeatedly captured the attention of art historians and the general public. The adornment was loaned as a centerpiece for a prestigious tiara exhibition held at the renowned Victoria and Albert Museum in London, where connoisseurs from around the globe could witness firsthand its unsurpassed beauty and craftsmanship. This underscored its status not only as private property, but also as an object of cultural heritage. The summer of 2015, however, brought somber news. The third Duke of Fife passed away. His death once again raised questions about the future of the legendary tiara, casting some uncertainty upon its fate and causing concern among devotees of historic jewellery art. The Fife Tiara, having witnessed Louise's joys and tragedies, was not forgotten. It passed to the next generation, where new coronations and, alas, new family dramas awaited it. How did the fate of this treasure unfold in the hands of the heirs? The uncertainty surrounding the tiara's future was short-lived. In 2017, an event occurred that forever inscribed the Fife Tiara into the annals of Britain's national heritage. Arts Council England, the body responsible for supporting and developing art and culture in the country, made a landmark decision. Recognizing its exceptional historical and artistic value, as well as its profound connection to the British royal family and the nation's history, the Fife Tiara was officially designated as a culturally significant object that rightfully belongs to the British people and must be preserved for future generations. This decision effectively precluded any possibility of the tiara being sold abroad or disappearing from public view. As a result of this ruling, the tiara was acquired by the state through the Acceptance in Lieu scheme, which allows significant works of art to be transferred into public ownership in satisfaction of inheritance tax. It was then permanently entrusted to the care of the charitable organization Historic Royal Palaces, which manages several of the most important royal residences no longer in use by the reigning monarch. Kensington Palace, a residence rich in history and closely associated with many members of the royal family over the centuries, was designated as its permanent home and place of display. This masterpiece of jewellery art is now accessible for public viewing, allowing everyone to connect with the history and splendour of bygone eras. The Fife Tiara has become more than just an adornment. It is a living testament to history, a symbol of craftsmanship, and an object of national treasure. Yet, even the most enduring dynasties and the most magnificent adornments are subject to the passage of time. What became of the Fife Tiara after the death of the third Duke, and why did its fate cause concern for an entire nation? The Fife Tiara is far more than merely a collection of precious stones. It is a time capsule, preserving stories of love and loss, the splendor of coronations, and the quietude of family life. It symbolizes not only wealth and status, but also the continuity of generations, the fragility of human destiny, and the imperishable beauty of true art. From a wedding gift for a shy princess to a national treasure displayed for all to see, the journey of the Fife Tiara mirrors the very essence of history, ever-changing, at times dramatic, yet always leaving behind a legacy worthy of admiration. What other jewels, in your opinion, hold equally captivating stories and deserve to be called legends? Share your thoughts in the comments, give us a like if you enjoyed this story, and be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new explorations into the world of luxury, history, and the art of jewelry.